Guys. Welcome to geometry. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be back. It's been a long, long summer vacation, isn't it? We've got a few things to talk about. I'm assuming if you're watching this lesson, you've already gotten into Google Classroom. Google Classroom is our go-to place. It doesn't matter if you are a virtual student or if you are in class. This is going to be your go-to place no matter what. Everything is available for you. I'm available for you. Please send me an email, shoot me a remind, whatever you need to do. I've got all kinds of contact information on my syllabus. So, first of all, if you haven't gotten into Google Classroom, but you are watching this, it's a miracle. Second of all, here is your code. You can either use the code or I'm going to try to get an invite out there. Everything is going through your school email. So your first initial, last name, and year of graduation at ecsd.us or Skyward. So I can't stress enough, you're going to hear it from everybody. Please check your Skyward and your school email. That is huge. So, second of all, when you do get to doing your Google Classroom, so once you are in, first of all, if you don't know how to get in, when you're in Google, well, let me see where I can go here. Hold on. If you want to, you can do this little plus to join a class. So I thought I had that up, but I didn't. So you're going to join the class. You're going to use that class code. You're going to use the link through the invite. And when you get to geometry, this is what it should look like. You probably have more than one class. Notice I've already got a due date in there. I'm trying to be very organized, which if you've had me before, I am pretty organized. But remember, we're all learning. So be patient with me. I'll be patient with you. We're going to work out the kinks. We're going to get this figured out. We're going to learn some things, which is always good, and we're going to all be okay. So hang in there, guys. We've got this. So when you go in, I wanted to talk about how we're going to, you're going to see things. So first of all, when you go into your class, like probably your favorite class, geometry, of course, I've got a little message for you here. Please check week 1 work, see the due dates. I am putting due dates. Assignments are always due at the beginning of the day. I did 7:30 for virtual students. So if you're a night owl, maybe you'll be doing it at 6:30 a.m. I don't know. I think you're crazy. Watching lessons at home, always have a due date. If you're virtual or in class, you will have homework that involves, and we'll talk about that in the syllabus, that involves watching lessons or working on problems. So, with this crazy, interesting, fun schedule we've got, I only see you every other day. There is going to be some things that you're going to have to do at home, and it's going to be my voice teaching you a lesson. So it's going to be amazing. Like I'm with you every single day. If you are watching any lesson at home, whether you're an in-class student or a virtual student, there's a form to fill out. I'll show you that. And if a lesson is noted as in class, the in-class students don't have to fill out that form because you're with me and I see that you're filling it out and I can ask you the questions that I need to ask. Up here, the classwork. Here is your week 1 work. So I have got everything up and ready to go. First thing, obviously, is getting into Google Classroom, number 1 priority. Accessing your online textbook. I'll talk about that probably in another video. The syllabus is here. I'm going to give that to people in person, but it's here as a PDF. You can look at it, print it, highlight it, put it on your refrigerator. After you do that, everybody needs to fill out my syllabus agreement. When you click on that link, it's going to be a information about you and who you are. And so you'll just fill it in and you'll submit it. So, and I do like to know, this is my chance. If you're not an in-class student, it's a chance. If your name is Alexandria and you like to go by Allie, tell me that. This would be a great place to let me know, because if I don't get to talk to you, I probably won't know that. Notice this is due on September 11th. That's Friday. I give you the first week. I'm assuming probably everybody's going to be able to do that before then. All right, so let me fix my pointer here. I like this one better. Chapter 1 pretest is due on September 9th. That happens to be Wednesday. We're going to do that in the first day of class. So we'll do that in class. You don't have to do that on your own, but if you're a virtual student, you will need to. It's due that day at midnight. So things like that we do in class will be due that day, the second day of class. So after hours 4, 5, and 6, regardless of what hour you have. Chapter 1 notes. I've got blank note sheets for you. If you want to print these out, I'll be giving these out to the in-class student. If you have any issues, concerns, questions, printer, whatever, feel free. This is not assigned. There is no due date. It says assigned because I put it in, but there's no points for this. I will be checking your notes. So I think it's easier to use a notes sheet. This is exactly what I use when I go through the notes. And that's the wrong class. But I'll fix those before we do that. That's stats. You probably don't want to do stats. Just one thinking. I'll fix that. All right. So I went to the wrong page. See, we're all learning as we go. Notice, watch lesson 1-1. That's going to be an in class. So we're going to teach that lesson. Watch the lesson, taking notes as you go. If you're watching from home, complete the form. If you're not watching from home, aka in class, you don't have to fill out that form unless you want to. You're more than welcome to. Google Forms are going to be kind of a go-to. It's an easy way for me to see how things are going and to get some feedback from you. Virtual students, I need the same feedback from you that I get from my in-class students. So we need to talk things out. Our talking will be through Google Meets, which are going to be mandatory once a week, through emails, through texting, through Google Forms, through reminds, through whatever. So I've got all the information in my syllabus that you're going to need, different ways to contact me. My school phone, a cell phone that you can call or text, remind. I'm going to ask everybody to get into remind. So all those kinds of things. Section 1-1 assignment, after you watch those, I've got textbooks, so we're going to talk about that, how to get into your textbook. And there is a rubric here on how I'm going to grade them. So notice you're going to be graded on completeness and correctness. The completeness part, you've got all your problems done, it's neat, it's organized, I can see where the problems are, and the answers are circled or boxed in. So 5 to 0 points on that. Doesn't look like I can scroll down, but when you have a chance, feel free to scroll down. You get 5 points for correctness. So I'm going to go through and kind of take a quick peek. Sometimes I'll post the keys for you so you can do the checking and give me what you think your score will be 1 through 5. When you go to do that assignment and you need to submit something, if you're absent, submit it. If you are a virtual student, submit it. Add or create files so I will be able to see that. So you can add something. Oops, I'm still going through the tutorial. You can add something here. Notice you can do a file. You can take a picture. You can do it in a Google Doc if you want. I think it's tricky to do it that way because, you know, all the math stuff that goes along with it. A file probably will be the easiest thing. I don't know how much you're using your Google Drives, but feel free. And please do mark it as done. Even something that you don't have to fill in a Google Sheet or something, feel free to also mark that as done. I'll mark it as well. So notice right here, here's our math assignment rubric. I'm going to do some scoring with that. You can see what that looks like. You guys are a lot better at this than I am. I've never been on the student side of Google Classroom. So tell me if there's something you notice, if there's something that you're like, that does not make sense, she needs some help, be the person to help me because I'm learning as I go as well. And then notice lesson 1-2, watch at home. I've actually got I thought I had a video in there. So I will have the video lesson and then a Google form. Again, you can mark this as done after you do your watch it. If it's a watch at home, I would like everybody to fill out the Google form. This will be more complete in about 10 minutes after I finish fixing a couple of things. So bear with me. I think that's everything on Google Classroom. I'm going to be sending out a Skyward email with the Google Classroom code, perhaps also a invitation to your email through Skyward, through your school email. So we'll work these things out. Feel free to email me in my syllabus. All of my contact information is there, so feel free to send me an email. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to send me a text. I've got a cell phone number. I've got a school phone. Texting through Remind, send me a message through Google Classroom, and emailing are probably your best way. So please make sure you take care of those things. Your first assignment in the first week is to log into your textbook, to get into Remind, get into Google Classroom, and get these things done. So kind of the beginning. That is it. I was a little long-winded. Sorry about that. Have a fabulous day. I can't wait to hear back from you. Let me know how things are going. I expect a lot of communication. So in class, send me a text, send me a remind message, send me an email. I'm really good at returning those kinds of things. If you phone call and leave a message, I'm good, but not as good because I can't call you back in front of other students. So that's it. I'm excited to get this year started, and thanks for listening to me for so long.